So, hey everybody, my name is Ankit Singh, student of BE Computer Science and Engineering, and today we are going to discuss about the retention policies in Java. So, first, here's the introduction. So, first, what is retention policies? The retention policies in Java determine how long the annotations are retained by the Java virtual machines. These policies are essential for Java developers to ensure their annotations are available during the appropriate stages of the application lifecycle. So guys, basically these retention policies are often used to retain the properties and the annotations during the certain stages of the application running, like during the source code fetching and during its conversion from class to object. So these are the annotations which are providing some additional information to the compiler. Annotations are nothing but just a metadata. So these are the importance of the retention policies. So first one is compile time processing. The retention policy allow the annotation to be processed by the compiler tools and IDE during the development. And the second point is the runtime inspection. The runtime inspection or runtime retention policies make the annotation accessible to the Java virtual machine and the application code at the runtime. So here's the different types of retention policies which are available. Like not all the retention policies run during the runtime. One specific one property is run, and the reflexive analysis. So the reflective analysis is the retention policy which enable the users of the reflection to discover and the process of annotations dynamically. So basically one type is there which we are going to study in the further PPTs. There is a class-based retention policy which is not used during the runtime, but it can be accessed by using this reflective access. So there are basically three types of retention policies are there. First one is source-based retention policy, second is class-based, and third is runtime. So the source-based retention policies are only available for the source code and it is discarded by the compiler. And the second one is class-based retention policies. So the class-based retention policies are the one which are compiled in the class file and can be read by via reflection. As I told, not every retention policies are available during the runtime. Only the runtime retention policies are available. To use to see or access this class-based retention policy, we have to use this reflection. And the third one is runtime reflection policy. This is the one which is available during the runtime. So the annotations are available during the runtime and can be accessed and processed by the application. And these are the retention policies which are how we are going to use it. So the retention policies dot source and as I told in the definition before, the annotations are only available during the compilation. And the second one is retention policy at dot class, which is stored in the compiled class file, and the class file is nothing but just the image. It's a blueprint, not a real entity. The objects are the one which is processed and formed to use the properties of this class. And the third one is retention policy dot runtime, which is the actual thing retention policy which is used during the runtime of the application processing. So first one is source-based retention policies. So the three basic properties which are going to explain is the compile time. So it is only available at the source code level and it's nothing to do with the runtime access, and it is available in the source code only. So the second point is now no runtime access, and the third one is the compiler tools. The source level annotations can be processed by the compiler tools and the IDE during the development, as it is mentioned. And the second one is class-based retention policies. So the first point is compiled class. It is available at the class level only, as I told. And to access these uh, class-based retention policies, we have to use the reflective access, as it is mentioned here. And again, it is not available at the runtime. And the third one is runtime retention policies. which is available. This retention policies are available during runtime processing. So during runtime means the values are dynamically changes. So these are called dynamic processing. The runtime level annotation allow dynamic and reflective processing by the application. And the lifecycle management. The reflective annotations are available through the application lifecycle. So these are the implementations of the retention policies. So what are all the cases where we are going to use this retention policy? Of course, we don't use wherever we just want it. So first one is the first retention policy is source, and its syntax is at the retention policy dot source, which is used by the compiler tools and IDE. And the second one is class-based retention policies, which has been used by using added retention dot class, which is used to access in the compiled classes, which is an image file, as I told before. And the third one is runtime retention policy, which is accessed by at the retention policy dot runtime, which is dynamic, which is used when the dynamic and reflective process at runtime is needed. So guys, this is all. Now it's the come to the end. So the conclusion is that retention policies are a crucial aspect of the advanced Java development, enabling the developers to control the life cycle and accessing the annotations through the application's life cycle. To understand different types of retention policy and how to implement them, it is essential to building the robust and the maintainable applications. So it is the main conclusion which we can uh, come through after reading the retention policies. So that's all guys. Thank you so much.